yesterday I showed you that bar across the doors. Well, this is how my train of thought goes. So you've got a shed door, you want to protect it. Okay, so you put a lock on it and you put a padlock on it. So the thieves know they've got to overcome something. So there's the lock dealt with, and here's the lock. The surprise is the steel door behind it. Fine, so the first move was obviously you've got to put a lock on this. So we put a sliding pin that's across that worked on a padlock. You lift that up out of the way, you put that there, and then you slide that along. So there's that locking bolt and that locking mechanism working. So that was that sorted. But then, you know, you don't want to be a jailer. You don't want to be carrying a whole load of keys with you. So the next thing was to make another secret lock. So obviously with a special secret key. So you hide your key, or you hide the key in plain sight. You hide the key in plain sight. So the next thought and the ideas were sent to me was put this down here and operate this lock. But this lock doesn't operate because we fitted a secret double cross lock on it, didn't we? And what you have to do is you have to lift that to allow the bar to move. So I'm going to just for the moment, you need two hands to open this door. There they are, it's open. So that's opened the door. So that was the next move. Let me just show you that, how it works. Look, that's how this works. Quite simple. Down the tube, it falls over, which then operates the lock. But if you remember, to stop that from moving, we put a locking device in here. I mean, this is the bolt, this is the shaft. The double crosses. That's it locked, that's it open. And we equaled out the weight of the spring, didn't we? So, so far so good. But then we thought, again, you've got to have a secret lock. You've got to know where the secret lock is, isn't it? So then the next idea was a lock. Hold on. A secret lock in a room in the next room. We'll just slide that across for now to hold it. Was this one here. This operating here. This then jammed the door. If you look up there, look. There's this mechanism here. There's this mechanism here. There. You turn this bolt here, which then operates this shaft here, which operates that shaft there, which then simply jams the internal door. And that's the next, that was the next move. Then I came up with another idea, a better idea. Let me just set this up for you. So we did the big door. We don't want to carry locks with us. We've got a hidden key, but it's sort of hiding in plain sight. You've got to hide it, but if they find that, they're in there as well, aren't they? And if they fiddle that, but the door still doesn't want to open, does it? No. And then we came up with the idea of this one here, look. And this, ingenious, I thought. Yeah, this is the ingenious idea. This is the one that operates the spanner on the wall. Yeah, this is the spanner on the wall one. Yeah, and how it works is, hold on a minute. The spanner on the wall, the tube goes underneath the bench here, look. Comes out the wall there, goes underneath, goes via this scaffolding tube. A tube within a tube. And then it comes out here. And then it operates this shaft, which comes along and operates this shaft. Yeah, you've seen all that now, haven't you? So you're just always looking for an improvement, looking for another idea. So we don't have to carry in, to operate this, you don't need to carry any keys. You just have to know to turn the spanner on the wall. So there's that one. My next idea We sort of half made it. We sort of started to make a lock here, sort of shut and open, and I might yet work on that, but I haven't found, to get this connection here I've struggled a bit. But this one I think now is going to be a bolt in the floor. We're going to alter this. If you remember, this is simply a bolt cut in half and gone down. So let's unwind this. I'm going to extend this into a bolt in the floor, and it's going to be fixed via a hold on, let's wind that back in. Let's wind that back in. There we are. Wind that back in. So this is going to be that will be the lock, and the pin will go through the floor, and it's going to be a electric magnetic, so it's going to be magnetically shut, because on top of our alarms and one thing and another, we're going to have to find another way of hiding a secret switch behind a dinosaur, or using the switch that's on the handle that's under here, a little button that's there. So what is the next way to switch and energize a lock under there? I think that's the one, and we have made another thing with a secret lock that comes up the top here, which you've seen on the videos. These go up and engage in there. There's one, this shaft comes up, it locks that and transfers the movement over to here. Turn that up into, how do you move a sideways into an upwards? That was quite a thing to sort of make and mess with, which I've thoroughly enjoyed doing. So let's move on to our next lock now then. Has anybody got any ideas? What can I use that will physically lock it, but will also, which will put a shaft in the floor, but then also, which will be a hole in the floor there, but that will be electrically magnet, suck it down. So that's not going to move unless you throw a switch. We're going to find a little switch somewhere. That's the next big plan, I think.